You ever look at someone who seems to have it all, and you find out they're single, and you think, how? Well, it's a fascinating question, and today we're going to dive right into the psychology behind why some people choose to stay single. It feels like society has this unwritten rule that being in a relationship is the end goal for everyone. So when someone who clearly has options decides to stay single, it kind of makes you wonder, what's really going on there? And of course, we've all heard the usual explanations, right? Oh, it's just bad luck. Or they must be afraid of commitment. Or my personal favorite, their standards are just way too high. But honestly, those are just the easy, surface level answers. But what if those answers are missing the point entirely? What if the choice to be single isn't about what a person is lacking, but about what they already have? Yeah, the psychology here points to something way more interesting and, frankly, more empowering. And that leads us right to our first big idea, this really powerful mix of independence and, yes, high standards. But let's be super clear. This isn't about being picky. It's about being deeply self-aware. Think about it like this. For a lot of people, the goal is to find someone else to feel complete. But for people who are happy being single, the goal is to be complete all on their own. Their sense of worth isn't tied to their relationship status. Their freedom and autonomy are just too valuable. This really gets to the heart of what high standards actually means. It's not some crazy checklist for a perfect person. No way. It's about knowing your non-negotiables. It's about understanding what you truly need to be happy and refusing to settle for something that compromises your core values. And that's not picky, that's strength. So where does all this self-awareness come from? Well, a lot of the time it's built on our second theme here, life experience, and having a life that's already packed with fulfillment. Every single relationship, whether it was good or bad, is basically data. People who are comfortable being single have learned from all that data. They know what works for them, they know what absolutely doesn't, and they can spot a red flag from a mile away. They're not carrying their past around like baggage, they're using it as a roadmap. I love this because it just nails the whole idea. It's not about avoiding relationships or being afraid of them. It's a complete shift in perspective. A relationship isn't the ultimate prize to be won. It's something that has to add to a life that's already great, not be the foundation for one. And honestly, this makes perfect sense when you look at it. Their life is already full. They get so much joy and fulfillment from their career, from amazing friendships, from hobbies they're passionate about, and from their own personal growth. So any relationship that comes along has to compete with all that. It has to bring real, genuine value, not just fill some imaginary gap. And all of this, the independence, the self-awareness, the fulfillment, it all culminates in our final and maybe the most powerful psychological trait of all, the fearless mindset. Okay, this right here, this is the absolute bedrock of everything we've been talking about. So much of the pressure we all feel to pair up is driven by this deep societal fear of being alone. But for these individuals, being alone isn't something to be afraid of, it's something to be enjoyed. Solitude is where they find peace, where they can be creative, where they can actually reconnect with themselves. They don't just tolerate being alone, they genuinely thrive in it. So let's put it all together and just completely reframe this. Being single isn't about being unwanted. It's about being self-sufficient. It's not a story about loneliness. It's a story about strength. And maybe most importantly, for these people, it is a deliberate choice, not just a circumstance they found themselves in. And that's what I really want to leave you with. We spend so much energy asking why someone is single, as if it's a problem that needs to be solved. But what if, for so many happy, fulfilled, and complete people out there, being single isn't the question at all? What if it's the answer?